Good morning and welcome back to Everything Tumbler Tutorials. Today in this video, I'm going to show you a $1 million tumbler. I'm just kidding. It might not be worth $1 million, but she is super, super adorable. I am going to be using the Angel Dust from AB Designs, which is a diamond cut glitter, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'm also going to be using this sweet little vinyl, also from AB Designs, and if you'll notice, I'm already going ahead and wrapping it around the bottom of my tumbler, and you always want to make sure that your vinyl is in the right direction when placing them on your tumblers. I also like to stay just off the bottom edge if I can help it, and sometimes in some cases I will do this as well for the top portion of my vinyl so that I don't have to trim them later. So once I have my vinyl in place and I get it wrapped around and they meet up on the other side, I'll just take my scissors and go ahead and trim that, and then I'm going to take my measuring tape and use it as a guide to then cut with my X-Acto knife to make a nice straight edge. If you look closely here at the top of the rim, I'm pretty much off that rim. So the blessing of that and wrapping it this way to start will prevent me from having to sand this later and expose that rim. Once you have tightened up your seams, we're going to go ahead and remove that excess vinyl. Then we're going to go ahead and mask off the vinyl in order to spray paint. Now I've said this before, in which you can go ahead and spray paint the entire tumbler, but I prefer to apply my vinyl first, then mask it off to protect from any overspray, and then glitter with using the spray paint as my glitter adhesive. More often than not, when I'm using the spray paint as my adhesive, I don't need a second coat. If at any reason that you do need a second coat when you're using spray paint as your adhesive for glitter, at this point then you would want to use a clear seal from Rust-Oleum, spray that section really well, and then go right back in with another coat of glitter. Once you're happy with your glitter application, we're going to go ahead and tap this off pretty vigorously, getting all that excess glitter off. Then I like to go ahead and remove my masking off the tumbler, allow this to fully dry, and then I will seal this 1 or 2 times, usually 2, just to make sure that I've locked in my glitter so that it won't contaminate my vinyl when I get ready to epoxy. Once everything is fully dry and we've sealed this tumbler, we're now ready for our first coat of epoxy. For my first coat of epoxy, I am using Fast Set from Counterculture DIY. I mixed about 30 mLs, so 15 of part A and 15 mLs of part B. Make sure that your tumbler is fully cured before moving on to your design phase of your tumbler. I usually wait about 3 hours before I move on to the next step, but your times may vary depending on the temperature of your space. And as you know, after each coat of epoxy, make sure you use your heat torch to pop any bubbles you may or may not be able to see. Once your tumbler is fully cured, we're then going to go in with our decal. This is such a little cutie from AB Designs, and this is a clear cast decal. Once you have this in place and you're pretty happy with it, we're then going to go ahead and take the squeegee that we have, and we're just going to push off the backing. Pretty much just letting it fall off on its own while we guide the rest of the decal in place. Most importantly, you just want to make sure that you don't have any wrinkles and or air pockets. Once that's complete, I'm going to go ahead and use this gorgeous bronze nail tape from AB Designs. If you currently don't have any nail tape, you can absolutely use vinyl. When I'm using vinyl and or nail tape in this case to add stripes to my tumbler, I like to leave it on the turner. I think for beginners, this is a really nice little trick because it really is a helping hand as you turn with one and guide your nail tape and or vinyl with the other, which really helps in making straight lines. I also recommend overlapping at least 1/2 to 1 inch over each other at the back so that it prevents lifts when you get ready to epoxy. At this point, we should now be ready for another coat of epoxy. For my second coat of epoxy, I am going to be using Fast Set from Counterculture DIY. This tumbler only required one more final coat and she was completed. And I know she's not $1 million tumbler, but tell me in the comments below just how stinking adorable this is. I really cannot wait to see what you guys recreate using this same vinyl and decal. Don't forget to tag me on social media so that I can see what you guys recreate. I want to thank you so much for tuning in on this tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if so, be sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials coming soon. Also, come back same time tomorrow as I'm going to have another video launching. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you soon.